going to be doing journal moments today. Okay, so here's my game plan for today. First, let me take a sip of coffee because I'm doing this new thing where I don't have caffeine first thing in the morning, and now I just really look forward to my coffee, especially because it's a blustery day in my neighborhood. Okay, so that one is toffee flavored and is delicious. Okay, so here's my game plan. Here's my thought. I got an extra January deco kit from Last Chance because I love this deco kit so much. Deborah gave me some of hers too, so I have lots of pieces of it, but there's something that I want to show you because I don't want you to freak out. The print on the plaids, the coloring could be a little bit different depending on when you ordered it. It happens sometimes. It's not that big of a deal because honestly, it still matches everything just beautifully. But here's what I really wanted to show you. So I had this sitting like this, and I'm going through all my deco kits, and City Garden Glam was upside down, and I was like, oh, those colors match really well together. And then I went like this. Now this is the greener version. Look how beautiful that is together. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's so pretty. So here's what I think we're gonna do today. I think we're gonna do a little mixing and matching. I also have some extra journal stickers from Snowy Flakes, which was a January kit as well. It was from the Art of Planning and Journaling. We had deco. And I have City Garden Glam journal stickers. I think we're just gonna do some mixing and matching today, but seriously, doesn't this look gorgeous? It's beautiful together. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to create, and hopefully you guys will try this, and I'm gonna try and go slow so that we get all the details done, but I'm gonna try and create a whole page over here where you've got some space here where you can journal. So we're gonna do the little border side. These two pages, we are actually going to create a pocket that slides in from here. Super excited about that. Then we're gonna create a page that slides into the pocket, and you're gonna write a love letter to yourself. I mean, it is February, it is the month of love, and sometimes we just need to tell ourselves that we are worthy of all the things that our hearts desire. And so I'm going to teach you how to make that pocket. Now, if you don't want to write a love letter to yourself, you absolutely don't have to. But I think that you will enjoy it. So we're going to actually start with these two pages. So I've got my paper trimmer out. I've also got all the washi that matches everything. Let me take another sip of coffee. So in order to make these pockets the way I want them to look, and that's very important, I am going to trim. Now, if you don't have a paper trimmer, you can use scissors because there's dots and you could draw a line and very, very easily do this. I don't want to make it too crazy, but I want to make it enough because I'm going to put a tab on the end of my letter. And so I want to make it so that the tab has a place to sit without being like too sticking out, because you guys know I don't like tabs sticking out of my journal. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I'm looking at it in multiple places, but I think that looks pretty good. Oh no, I was like, my thing's not moving. It's finally melting, but it's gloomy here. Oh, yeah, I mean, the sky's blue. Not really too bright sunny though. Watch, I say that and it'll get really bright as I'm sitting here trying to do this with you guys. Okay, so we're gonna come in about the same distance. So I need to be at this dot. So let's just feed this back through. I think it was this dot that I'm looking at. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. So we've got our two pages cut. I think, yes, I cut them the same, so that's awesome. The next thing we're gonna do is cut 2 diagonal lines. I have to make sure I'm cutting them the right way though. Hold on. Let me think through this. So I was thinking I'm cutting it this way. This one needs to be, yeah, let me think through this 1 second. Okay. I might have to go to, oh, I can't go to my phone. It's up there. I might have to go to my phone and look for it. Oh, shoot. Okay, so we're cutting a diagonal line this way, but we want the pocket to be this way. So I actually think the way that I want to cut it is this way, and then we're gonna cut this one first. That's what I know we're gonna do. And I might do this with scissors because I don't think you're gonna be able to really cut this with a paper trimmer unless you have like an X-Acto knife or something. I do want a little bit of this part to be here. So I'm just gonna line it up like about here and about here. I think that would be good. So let me take my pencil. I'm going to use pencil for this. Maybe I want that to be a little bit bigger. Let's see. And I'm just going to draw a line down there. So that's going to leave all of that. And then this side is going to go from this side up. Had to think about that. Okay, so we're going to put this one about here and about here. All right, so we've got a diagonal line starting here, coming down here. And this will be the triangle that comes out. And then we have another one that will come out this way. And they will both come together nicely, I'm hoping, to make a pocket that we're going to slide in from the side. Let's see how this goes. Let's just see how this works. I use pencil just in case, I don't know why, but we're going to be putting deco and washi tape and stuff over this too. So this part doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And I am definitely trying something new. All right, and then I'm gonna come down here and do the same thing. I'm just gonna cut on my line like this. And I'm gonna hold on to these pieces just in case I feel like I really messed up so I can put them back together if I want to, just in case. Oh, but I didn't mess up. Okay, so you can see we're gonna put this together and then this is gonna be a pocket that slides in right there. This is all going to be adhered to this page too. So yay, I didn't mess it up. Good stuff. All right, so what we're gonna do first is do our outlines with either washi tape or paper or both. So I do want to use both of these together because I just think that they are super pretty together. There is going to be some border stuff over here that happens with both or one of these. And I also have this washi tape. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this first one with the washi tape. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick this under here because that way if it does get on the paper, it'll lift up easily, although I'm hoping I'll be able to do it just between the lines. Okay, before I put that down though, I do want to take a piece of, or take my tape runner and run it along the side, but I think I need to replace it because I think it's empty. And I want to run it along the side. Reason being is because sometimes washi tape, and this is all washi tape that I've ever used in my entire life, by the way, sometimes it just does not want to stick. Sometimes it gets a little fussy. So I'm going to put a layer of tape runner down. That way it will stick and I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to leave some pieces at the top that I'm just going to trim off because they're not perfectly cut. And we're just going to put that down just like that. And remember, I cut this by hand, so it might not be exactly perfect either. That's okay. All right, and then this part down here, we're just going to come back up and put another little piece down. But let me trim these pieces first. I'm just going to trim it this way. I really need to get myself a little trash bag for my desk because I end up with pieces and parts everywhere. Everywhere. All right, let's cut this one. I like to cut it this way. Let me turn this all the way around. It's easier to cut this way. Okay. Oh, that's gonna look pretty. That is going to look so pretty. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and trim this piece very carefully because I'm gonna see, and I don't know if it will. Actually, I don't know if I want it to. I was thinking I was gonna come down, but I like how this looks just on the diagonal there. So I do have some tape runner down there though that I'm gonna have to clean up a little bit. Just a little bit. But we're gonna use the January washi tape on this one. So this one will definitely have to, because it's thinner, we'll definitely have to do something here. All right, so again, I'm gonna put a layer of tape runner on here, and I forgot to put the plastic down, so I'm trying to be extra careful. All right, let's put this down. When you put the tape runner down, be ready to put your washi tape down because it's gonna stick all over the place whether you're ready or not. All right, let's trim these pieces, these little taglets up here. Oh, that didn't do too bad. It's about the same as the other one, a little bit more because that one is a little bit wider than the other one. I don't like the way that's laying there. Let's see if we can fix that real quick. I think it's just kind of bulged up on me a little bit. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's what our pocket will look like, and then I'm just gonna keep decorating it with some things. And then this is the back page. This is going to be adhered just across the top, like this, and maybe down the side so that the pocket doesn't try to open itself up. So we are going to adhere this one first, maybe. I might want to decorate this a little bit first though, so that it's not just white. So let me grab this and see what we've got here, which way we want to do this. We've got some of that. We've got this one, although I don't think I want to use snowflakes. I know I'm going to want to use that. Okay. Let's see which way we want to do this. I might put, no, that's not big enough. I might put that way, or, because I want these two to definitely be on the borders on these sides. So maybe I need to keep it light. Oh, the snowflakes looks good with that too. Okay, let me see. I do kind of like that together, but I also like the snowflakes. I think that's really pretty. I do like the snowflakes. I do. Let's do the snowflakes and the polka dots. That's what we're gonna do. All right, so here's how we are going to measure this out. We're gonna be very careful. We're gonna leave a little bit of white space at the crease here, excuse me, because we do not want it to jumble up into our binding. So I'm just gonna take my pencil and do that, and then I'm gonna come back and find my ruler and measure where it needs to be, hopefully, carefully, and it'll be pretty daggone close is what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. All right, we're just gonna make a line and hope for the best. And hope for the best. I think it'll be pretty close. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna not cut that by hand if I can. Let me see. Nope, I need the bigger one. I need the bigger one. All right, so we've got a cut here, and is that on the line? Can't really tell. Let's cut it this way first. Let's do that. That might help. So I'm going to cut the bottom off so that it is, the length is where we need it. Let's see if that's pretty close. Yep, that is pretty close. Okay, so now let me make sure. Oh, I'm glad I did that because this would have been all wrong. It would have been all wrong, you guys. All right, so let me do this again. Let me do it again, only I'm going to use this just in case. Okay, so you're gonna need a thinner ruler. That's the problem. Let's see if this one's any thinner. So that way it'll fit on there without acting all wonky. Okay, so okay, that's good. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yes, I used a marker so I'd be able to see it over the pencil. I was definitely not going to have that cut very good, I don't think. All right, let's see. Let's see how bad I botched this up. And I'm sure there's an easier way somehow. But this is how my brain works today. And it can cover up the washi tape a little bit too. Like, I'm totally okay with that. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is just kind of go over and see if I can erase that pencil mark a little bit. It's not very noticeable, but I'm just gonna try to take it up a little bit. Although, like I said, you probably would never even notice it. All right, let's go ahead and put this on here. Make sure you get your corners and your little points really good, because otherwise it could do a little funky thing where it decides it's going to try and lift itself up. Nobody wants that. Let me get this bottom part a little bit better down here. Okay, there we go. Now, I am very simply going to line this up because I know where I want it to be over here. So I'm just going to line it up against the side like this, and then I'm going to do the bottom, put the bottom in place, kind of walk that down, and then just glide over the rest of it. That looks pretty. Now, you don't have to worry about doing the inside because remember, this is going to be adhered together. So you don't have to worry about that. Now we're going to do this side over here. And again, I don't even have to worry about doing the whole thing because it's going to be adhered together. So all I have to do for this one is this side. And it's a little bit easier because you can see exactly where the washi tape goes. And most important part is just lining up the paper. Make sure it's straight. This one I think I might actually go back to the other one, so it's a little bit easier. Gosh, I feel like I need a bigger workspace here today. Okay, and then we're just gonna lift this up and make sure that it feels like it's where it needs to be. And then I'm just gonna take my pencil and draw that line and cut this one out. And again, if it layers over top of the washi tape a little bit, that's okay. Not the end of the world. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this one right over that washi, over that line. And then, what did I do? Oh, it's this piece. I'm like, wait, what did I do? Which one is it? This one. And then I have to cut the end off. I was like, wait, what happened? Okay. I think this is going to be so pretty when it's all done. At least I'm hoping it's going to be really pretty when it's all done. Okay, so again, I'm going to start over here. I'll move this a little closer to me so I can see this top mark, and just going to put that down right where I want it to be so it's not too close. And then I'm just going to let that fall into place. Now this one has a little bit of trimming to do, so let's do that real quick. And just a smidge across the top because it's not perfect across the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut just that little piece that's kind of running away up here. There we go. That looks pretty. All right, so then when we fold this together, that's what our pocket's going to look like. How pretty is that? All right, I am going to corner around this though before I put it down just because I can and I like rounded corners. So I'm going to corner around both of those because it'll just make it look a little nicer, I think. Okay, before we put this down though, we need to do our border over here. So let me put that away. Let me grab these papers because I think I'm done with those because I want to do this one and this one. So let me grab this one right here with the roses and the locks and the keys. And I don't know about anybody else, but does anybody else feel like the whole Alice in Wonderland thing here with this? I know I do. I absolutely do feel it. All right, let me move those over there real quick. Okay, so for this, I think I want to do some layering for sure. And I want to make sure that, especially on this one, that I can see a lot of the details on this. So I'm going to layer it so that this plaid is underneath of it. Just a little bit. And we're going to rip that a little bit. We're just going to rip it randomly like that. We put that up there out of the way. We're going to have to do a little trimming because these are going to be a little bit longer. But I'm going to put that like that. And then let me see where a good place to rip is. And I actually think it's going to be down this side. So we're going to have some extra to trim off there at the bottom. But that's the best place to get all of the things that we want to get out of that. And this is going to look just like this. Oh, that's so pretty. It's a lot of patterns, but I love it. I just think it looks all so pretty together. So let's go ahead and lay this one down first. And sometimes, I'll give you guys a trick, sometimes it's easier just to kind of go like that with a little pen mark so you know where to start this, because then when you lift it up, you're not going, oh goodness, is that where I needed it to be, and measure it 20 times, because I've done that. I've had to do that. It's no fun. So let's go ahead and put this one down first. Like that. And then I'm just gonna come up here to the top, make sure that's flush, and then just let that fall right down. We'll trim off the end in a second. Let's do, oh, look how pretty that green is with this too. Oh, I'm not doing that because I want this side, but that green's pretty also. All right. I want to make sure that I am kind of marking this where it's going to stop so I don't have tape on the whole thing, because I might want to save that little piece to use for something later. Maybe. All right, so I'm just going to lay that right there. Then we're going to come over here and do a little trimming. Give it a little cut here. Get those extra little pieces out of the way. And for now, I'm just going to put those over there. That looks good. I just need to corner around it. And then we're going to add some stickers and things. Oh, that looks so pretty. Okay, so again, if you got one of the January kits that's a little more green than blue, look for some other options for it to use it, because it's just really, really pretty. Okay, so let's flip this over real quick and do this side. And we're gonna do it the same way, I believe, except that not as much of it is actually going to show. And we are gonna have our letter that tips out from here. So we really only need a tiny little piece. And because, let's see which one I think is gonna look better. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there. Let's see. That does look really good, and it kind of ties this whole thing together. This one would look good, but I think it might be too busy. So we're gonna go with this one. And I am just going to, again, because I know that I'm making a slide in here, so I'm just gonna like cut. I'm actually gonna cut it, not rip it. And I'm just gonna do like 1.25 inches, because I think that's gonna be plenty. And then I'm just gonna put that on there. Just like this. All right, let's do this way. Where is my, let me just put something under here. It's easier to see the paper, like where the edges are, if you put something under it. Like that. Just makes it a little bit easier. All right, and then let's trim off those edges. That looks pretty good, actually. All right, I was really worried this was going to be much harder than it ended up being, especially in the beginning when I was like, oh, how did those cuts go again? I really had to put my brain into use here. But we did it. All right, so now I'm gonna corner around that. And I was like, why does that feel so thick? Because there's 2 pages there. All right, let me do this one again with just 1 page. There we go. Okay, so there's that. We've got a space for journaling here. We're gonna decorate up this some, and then we're gonna create a page that is going to come out of here. Now, I'm not 100% sure yet what I want the background page to be, but I do know that I want it to have a tab, and this is the only tab that I have that kind of matched it. Because I looked through here. Oh, and let me give you guys a little trick too. If you have a sticker book, sometimes there's so many stickers, you're like, well, I want that one and I want that one, and then you try to remember where the pages are. If you have a blank page, go ahead and pull the ones that you think you might use and just stick them on there. You can always move them again later because that's part of the fun of a sticker book. But go ahead and put them where you think you might use them. And these are the ones I pulled so far for using on here. I think what is going to happen is we are going to use the pink polka dots, if I can find them. I'm going to have to see if I have another piece. I know I do, I just have to find it as well. But I think we're going to use the pink polka dot as the paper that comes out from there, and then I will put some white paper over top of it to be the card that comes out. So let me go ahead and do that first. I'm going to cut that down and make sure that it is the size that I want and that it's going to work in there. So let's do that first. And I'm not really measuring this except just to know like what size I need, because it doesn't have to go all the way back, because I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive there to keep that pocket closed. And it's just going to kind of like come like this, I think. So let's go ahead and cut it. Let's cut it like right here, I think. And then it would slide right in like that. Oh, good choice. Not too busy, but still follows like the whole color scheme. I think that looks really pretty. All right, let's go ahead and put these down. And then I will be done with that. Let me do it this way. And I'm just very carefully putting a little layer across the top. Not on the middle, because remember our letter needs to get in there. And then I'm just going to put a little bit across the side. So we're just going to lay that down like that. Okay, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do this side. Not, oops, let's get that off of there. Not anywhere here. The little side here. And then again, just a few little pieces right there. And then we're going to fold that down. And now our pocket is all set. So this is all one page now, but you have this pocket that you can slide things into. This is going to be the love letter to ourselves, or whatever you want to hide on there or put in there. I'm not really hiding it actually. And I am going to corner around this part. Actually, I'm going to corner around all of it. Okay, so that's going to be able to slide right in there like that. We're going to put a tab somewhere along here on this. Let me just get all of this extra stuff out of the way real quick. Now I do have these stickers too, which could work really well as a little tab. Or if I want to kind of tie more of that red in, I could use these stickers, and I think that's exactly what I need to do to tie that all together. So let me go ahead and peel these off. And I'm going to use both of them back to back to create this tab. So all I'm going to do is kind of line it up like that. So I've got that whole sticky side open. And then I'm going to come over here and just put this together. Now it's not going to be perfect matching the little edge there, so the way I'm going to match it is to put it down. I might need tweezers for this. Is to just put it down against the, let's do this smart, Terry. Put it on a piece of sticker paper. And I'm just going to match the long side up and then press that down just like that. So now I've got this cute little tab. ready to go. And I had already picked out You've Got This as a little word sentiment that I was going to put on an actual tab. So still going to put that on here. Just going to line it up right here and put that down. So now it does look just like a little tab. I will come back in and put some plain paper on here, and then that's where I'll write my letter. So I'm just going to leave that right there so that you can see what that will look like. So that pocket's done. Now we just need to decorate the front and the side over here. So let's do that. Let's see what we're going to do. Let me go back and grab all the little stickers. It might not need a journal card. Maybe I do just need to put some stickers on here. Maybe it doesn't need a journal card. Let's just see. I don't necessarily need one here. I just need something here because this is a lot of patterns. It is a lot of patterns. So I don't necessarily need a lot anywhere. I do like the little snowman there. However, I do like this little house better because I feel like it just matches the color and brings in the colors from over here. So let's go ahead and put this little house right there. There we go. So we're just going to put this right here. So it leans over the page a little bit, but connects, it really connects everything. It's the little connector. Connects it all really, really well. All right, let me get rid of that. Connects it super well. Okay, then I still like the idea of using the two little foxes together. So I might just do that. And then I might use this little gold paper clip up here so it looks like it's like part of the paper. So let's do that. I love this little fox. And I love that we have a smaller one in a different color. So let me do right here, I think. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I definitely think that was the right choice. Look how cute she is. All right, and then let's see about this little one up here, because it's kind of going to look like it's holding everything together, I think. Let me see. Let me get some tweezers so I can play with it and see which way I want it to look. Maybe it needs to kind of go, oh, I think it can kind of go that way. Yeah, let's put that right there. Yep, we're going to put that right there. And then I am going to see if I can find a tiny little heart. Here we go. We have some black hearts over here. We've got one that says smile. We've got a little red heart. I think the black heart is the one that will look the best. I'm just going to put that right there so it looks like it's hanging on with the paper clip. Okay, friends, that is our journal moment for today. So we've got a space here that you can journal. We created a giant pocket over here. So these are connected, so you could use this for anything, really. You could put stickers in here. You could put little notes in there. You could put another little journaling page in there. I'm going to write a little love letter to myself. And if you want to, so the way it's connected right now, you could actually put another little piece in there because I did not, let me see if I can find a small little piece real quick. I did not close that. So you could actually put a double layer in here if you wanted to. And that would be super cute too. And you could decide like what you want that to look like. And it doesn't have to be very big. It could be, I mean, you can see how this layers, and then you could put a tab sticker right there if you wanted to. Or if you just want the one pocket, you don't have to worry about this, or you can put just a little bit of adhesive under there and you could seal that up all together. And so that is our journal moment today with our pocket door. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you like this. I'll take some pictures and share them in a little while. Have a wonderful Tuesday, friends, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Take care, everybody.